All right, everybody, welcome to homework in chapter 2. Okay, so as you can see here, I had assigned things from number 5 and number 7. You've got A and B from number 5, so let's have a quick look at that. And by the way, this will be the first time you have to turn in some regressions, and I'll show you exactly how to do that on part 7D. Okay, number 5. Oh, yeah, he's had this question in there for a long time. All right, I want 5A and 5B. Here's some good stuff. All right, you got a regression here on explaining the number of people jogging a mile or more on the school track to decide whether or not you need to build a second track. And then he's got all these variables that are included in each one. And then on part A, it says, which one of these two would you prefer? Now, let me tell you a 6-letter word. 6-letter word that's gonna come up over and over and over in this book, and it's one of the things that makes the book so great. Theory. Theory is always the most important thing in putting a regression together. It's not the t-scores, it's not the r-squared, it's not heteroscedasticity, serial correlation, unit roots. Theory always comes first. So, I don't think I'm totally giving the answer away there because you still got to figure it out. But and on this, I'm looking more for how you decided which one to pick rather than, you could pick one I didn't think to pick, but if you defend it well, that's perfectly fine. It's also worth what? 2 points. So not exactly the end of the world. And B, oh, it's a good one here. On B, how is it possible to get a different estimated sign for the coefficient of the same variable using the same data? So what the question is notice, for example, dog wants to play, go. Notice, for example, on equation A and equation B both have that variable x sub 1 and both have x sub 2, and yet they don't have the same coefficients. It's a great question. Why is it that you could get, they're using the same data, how'd they get a different coefficient on there? That's it for number 5. Okay, number 7. Let's see, this one's about, college admissions, that's right, yeah, he's been using this one for a long time as well. And as a matter of fact, I thought I saw on here, and that's Bucknell, I know a bunch of people teach there, Occidental. That's where the guy who wrote the book teaches, at Occidental. All right. Now, this one here, let's see, I had you to do 7A. Oh, okay, that's a good one. All right, take a look at the sign of each of the 3 estimated regression coefficients. Are they what you would have expected? Would you have expected the ones that are positive to be positive, expect the ones that were negative to be negative? And explain why you think that it should have had the sign that you said it should have, all right? Then B, right? Yeah, B. B is carefully explain the real world meaning, just like it was back in chapter 1. You want to go through and explain in very specific terms what these coefficients mean. Here, let me look back at the equation itself real quick. So you've got, there, 2.15 on size. 2.15 what? So you want to be able to say 2.15 means, and I guess that's all I need to say on that, because you should be able to work that out from what you did in chapter 1. Then on D, okay, on D it says right here, there's no need to answer the question. I don't want you to answer the question that's here. D says, there isn't. Yeah, there is a question. Yeah, there is a question. At the very end, it says, hey, to get some practice, why don't you run this regression? Did you get the same results? You don't have to say you got the same results. I don't really care about that part. All right, so let's go through that. All right, let's go through that process of answering that question. Let's see, D. It says the data set. Oh, that's funny. It doesn't say what the data set is, but it's pretty obvious when you get in there. Okay, so check this out. This is chapter 2. Let's go back to this page that has all the, as I showed you. Let me show you again. All right, on the homework sheet, it has this fantastic reference here for the textbook. Block, copy, paste, voila, data sets. We're in chapter 2. We want a Stata data set. And I wonder which one we want. Let's have a look. College 2. I thought it said there somewhere that it's college 2. Anyway, I guess it doesn't. But the college 2 is the data set. Let me double click on it. And by the way, notice what I just did there. I just did a heck of a shortcut here. And let me close all this so I can show you again. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's that Stata thing. All right, let me close that as well. Let me show you what I did there just now. I went to the data page. I clicked on Stata. Then on the bottom left, and I don't know how this works on those crazy Mac computers that everyone talks about, but on a God-fearing PC, you can click on this file down here. Now, it's a zip file, but you don't actually have to extract it. You don't have to actually unzip it. Really, all you got to do is double-click. It's going to show you what's inside, and you don't have to unload it anywhere if you don't want to. You just double-click on it right there, and voila, there it is. And see on the top right, where it's got college, application, size, rank, and common app? Well, let me go back and show you the homework assignment. Right up there on the top right, it lists all the variables. The regression was applications as a function of size, rank, and common app. Okay? Size, rank, and common app. All right, so check this out. I'm going to write down here REG. Remember, that's what you do for regression. Learned that on that video about Stata. And the dependent variable is application. So now I learned this completely and totally by accident. If you hit the tab key, it automatically brings up the names of all the variables. So you can either type in the word application or you can hit the tab key. I assume it works on everybody's computer. And you can select the one you want. So it's going to be application, size, rank, and common app. Let me hit the tab key again. Now notice application is still on the list, but what I want now is size. So double click on size and it added that. Or you can just type the words in, and remember it's case sensitive. All right, so we get size, rank, tab. I was so excited when I accidentally discovered this. And common app. All right, all you got to do now is hit the enter key. And there are the regression results. Now, let's double check. You want to make sure you got the right thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look at the R squared and adjusted R squared on what I got on the computer, 0.724 and 0.705. Here's the R squared, 0.7239, that's 0.724. And 0.7054, that's right for the adjusted R squared. Odds are everything else is right now. I mean, it's going to be very unusual if you happen, but I'm going to check one coefficient. I'm going to check the coefficient on size. We got 2.148. Let's look at it over here. 2.15. So it's right. So I'm not going to check all the others because quite honestly it would be an incredible coincidence if we had the exact same adjusted R square and R square and coefficient on that variable and we had done it wrong. Now here's a really important point. I want you to turn this in as part of your homework. And so assuming you're going to be doing this in Word, let me open up a Word document. Let me show you how to do this. All right. And I'm going to block copy this. And I want you to go up to where it has your name at the top because, well, I'll tell you in a second. Let me right click, copy as picture. One of the choices is copy as picture. So I want you to go from the bottom here. You're supposed to turn this in. That's what it says on the homework assignment. It says, no need to answer the question. Run the regression and show the results from the results window in Stata. Oh, and then I had written down here, I knew I had read somewhere that it was the data set was college. I put that in the homework assignment. All right, good for me. So I want you to block copy all the way up to your name because unfortunately, those few bad apples ruin it for everyone else. I've had people turn in other people's homework. In fact, it was so funny. Okay, I got to tell you this. one year I'm checking the econometrics homework, and when they printed it out, it put a date on it. It was last year's date. So I, being the funny guy that I am, I wrote in the homework, why did you do your homework last year? So anyway, the student in question got a 0 in the entire homework assignment and got turned in to the dean and the department chair. So anyway, there's still ways you could screw with this and get away with cheating. But I think this makes it at least one more step more difficult to do that, and it's not that hard to do. It's not putting a big burden on you. So essentially what I'm asking you to do is, rather than just doing this, which would have just the results in it, I want you to go further. I want you to go all the way up until it gets to licensed 2, all right? And so I haven't seen what you guys get, so I don't know if it ends up with your name there or not. We'll have to find out. Copy as picture. Come over here to Word. Control V for paste. And there it is. What a world we live in. So, and then this is in there as a picture. You can move it around and you know, put your other answers in. Or you can turn in your, here's an idea. You can turn in your econometric results on a separate sheet if you want to. But once again, let me go through that process. Let me Control Z that, and I'll go back to this. I ran the regression. You're going to be doing the exact same thing. Let me get rid of this other regression. Doing the exact same thing. I want to see that you did it. So go up here to the License To part. Right click. Don't just Control C. Right click so that you get the choice Copy as Picture. Paste. There it is. All right. There's the homework from Chapter 2.